without further ado, I'm going to get to introducing our first set of speakers. And we do something a little bit different when we introduce our speakers. I'm not going to read out their bio. I'm going to tell you 3 fun facts. So this is the first time in Fuckup Nights Toronto history that we're going to have 2 co-founders share a story together. So double the fuck-ups right there, which is really awesome. But more fun facts about them is that Tyler and Braden are actually brothers, but they get along. They made a friend $170,000 in 1 year. I think I need to be your friend after this. And they're really good at being okay at everything. I think you guys are being a little bit humble there, but come on up and share your story.
Thank you, Marsha. Oh, double mic. Is this new too? Double mic? It's never been done before. Guys, we're living in the future. It's 2018. Okay, so yeah, who here has heard of Inkbox before? Okay, that's a pretty good number.
Like 10%. That's 10%. Good.
We'll
take it.
It means more customers in the future for us. That's how we view it. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we basically direct-to-consumer tattoos. We invented a new type of tattoo. We call it a semi-permanent tattoo. Looks authentic, lasts a couple weeks. You can buy them online at inkbox.com, customize your own, or if you're artistically inclined, use our freehand ink. And we were founded, 3.5 years ago now?
Yeah, February 2015. So
yeah,
3.5 years ago, a bit longer than that.
Yeah, so we had this idea because we wanted tattoos without the permanence, and they didn't exist. I'll spare you the rest of the story. There's some tribes in there and some fun stuff. You can go read about it online. Where we're at today, to give you some context, despite all the fuck-ups we've had, we've come out pretty good so far. We're about 65, 70 people.
65, 70. We have 2 here tonight, so
yeah,
shout out.
They're not that enthusiastic.
Yeah.
We should have brought someone else. No.
Let's hear some cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Come on.
Some cheer, yeah. We're actually just around the corner, and
if you haven't seen us, we're this massive logo on King Street. It's very aggressive, but they let us do it, so we did it anyways.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be a fuck up because I was like, oh my god, is this too big?
Yeah,
is it too big? And we just recently raised a Series A fund. We got babies out here, guys. Babies, amazing.
Get the babies out here.
Babies are interested in startups now. It's really going down funnel. Yeah. Really going down funnel. Yeah. Babies can wear Inkbox. That's good too. We recently closed a round of financing, $17 million to really expand, build our marketplace.
Okay, but $17 million wasn't actually $17 million.
Canadian dollars.
It was Canadian dollars, and there's some debt in there. So
10 million equity, 3 million in debt in USD.
Yeah.
In Canadian dollars, it sounds way cooler to say 17.
Yeah, it's way cooler.
It's actually just 10. So, let's go from there. So when we started, we had nothing. We had no money, no access to capital, and so we decided to do a Kickstarter. Yeah.
Sure. Oh, are we supposed to do this ourselves?
I have
oh
the
my
thing.
god!
I was just pointing at you.
We already fucked up.
I can't. I have a beer. I have a beer, a microphone, a clicker.
Too many things.
I need another hand.
Yeah. So, that's us.
Oh.
So we're brothers. We don't really look alike. Ty might be adopted. Don't know. I look like my mom. He looks like nobody. So.
I'm unique, guys.
Yeah. Okay, well, next slide then, because no one wants to see that. Oh, this is Ty in my apartment in Toronto when we first started, before we even started Inkbox, when we had that idea. This is on a little mini ping pong table, actually. And this is us just testing out this fruit from Panama that we imported in and we were putting in our skin. My roommate hated me because it was a 500 square foot apartment, and I took up everything with ink. And if you touched anything, it was just blue on your hands.
Yeah, we fucked up his apartment.
Yeah, we fucked up my apartment for sure. You can go next one. Yeah, sure. This is us. That's D. D. Yeah, that's her right there. This is us sorting orders. So we actually just laid out a bunch of designs and saw the Shopify order. We're on Shopify. Shout out to Shopify. Woo. And we just saw the design, and then we actually looked through all these designs to see which one matched up, and then picked it for the order.
Yeah, it was pretty bush league at the start.
Which is the most bush league thing you can ever do. Don't do that. So we started Inkbox with $10,000 from a friend, and that's how he made $170,000. It was a friend we knew from when we were 3 years old. He said, "I believe in you guys. I know you guys don't fuck up that much. You fuck up a bit. So I'm going to give you $10,000 because I love the idea." He sold part of it last year for $170,000 after about 3 years. He has the equivalent to $500,000 left in equity. He's going to sell more of it soon. So invest in your friends, invest in people you like, invest in people that you believe in. This is us trying to start a Kickstarter. So after we had our first formula, we tried to go out and do a Kickstarter. This is us creating the product. These are actually pads, like female hygiene pads in our product. We went to the shoppers upstairs from the DMZ. And
the tattoos had leakage, and we didn't know why when we were developing it.
And by leakage, I mean like around the ink box, you can get ink around it, and that's what was happening. So we didn't know why. So we started thinking like, well, what stops leakage? And I mean, come on. Pads is a pretty good answer to that. So this is chopped up pads in an ink box, and that's how it started. So
They're really soft. If you don't know what a pads on the inside feel like, they're
we tried to raise $20,000 when we started the Kickstarter, and we threw this party because we're like at the DMZ, and we thought, well, we need to throw a party. We were walking around the DMZ, and we were giving people $20 and saying, put it on your credit card and just take this $20 bill and put it on our Kickstarter because we just wanted a good start. That's a key to a Kickstarter. Then we threw this party. We raised about $2,000. We had 100 ink boxes there, and people came just to try the product. But they didn't really work. This was the result. So those pads didn't work.
Basically, we had this big party, and we were, it was so exciting. We got up and did a speech. It was like I was fucking Steve Jobs up there. That's what it felt like. I've never spoken in front of people before, so I was like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Oh, I tried to speak, and I didn't really say anything, I don't think.
And we thought we had, just through our own user testing, proven that these worked. And we didn't do design thinking, we didn't go through the whole process, and it turns out they did not work. And people, if you don't know our formula, if you get it elsewhere, it'll create blue stains everywhere. Basically, everything it touches, it stains blue. So we had a bunch of people put these cloths on, and they were too wet. And so what happened was their arms became entirely blue, like their whole arm.
Not only that, is people just swarmed where we were doing the applications, and they didn't listen to us. So they just started applying them on their own, and this was the result. We woke up to about, probably 50 text messages, emails saying, yo, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. I have to go to work
Your
tomorrow.
product fucking sucks.
Yeah. So we're pretty stressed out, because we just launched the Kickstarter, and we had to deliver these in a couple months, and we only got a couple months left to actually figure out how people at home could apply these, let alone at some event we were in control of. So
ended up not being a PR disaster because these were mostly our friends, but and we also did $270,000 at the end. So mic drop.
Don't do that. Don't drop the mic.
Don't do that.
We got two though, so we have backup.
Okay.
So from there, so we raised just shy of 300, and again, we didn't have access to capital. The way we did our Kickstarter, that was just enough to start getting by and hire a couple people, but it wasn't enough to really start growing the business. We had a lot of product development to do, scaling up manufacturing, and the next step, we had to raise more capital. And so we had been consulting with some,
man.
Yeah. You fucked up. Some VCs, and basically said what kind of threshold do we need to hit here to raise more capital? And we hit it, and we went to New York. This fund called Lux Capital really cool. Like if you check them out, like the really high tech, really like frontier, pioneering science. And so we were excited. You know, we hadn't done any of this before. So it was like a board meeting. We walk in, there's like 8 people in there, all these venture investors. One was like the former head of the CIA or something.
It
So
was
I'm like,
pretty
this guy's
intense
gonna- this
walking
guy's gonna
into that
fucking
because
kill
we were
me.
like, holy shit, I thought it was going to be one person, but it was like 20.
Yeah, and they had people Skyping in
Yeah.
from the valley. It was intimidating, and but you know, it was more of a I was actually surprised when you think you're pitching to investors. It's not like the TechCrunch pitch where you're like, "This is the revolution," and whatever, and
It's like, "Hey,
blockchain
guys,
cannabis.
how's it going?
It's really just like a discussion about what you're doing, right? And you want to have enthusiasm, but it's more of a chat. And we came out of it. We walked down the street, got a call from them, like, "We're in for $1 million." And I was
Not only that, it was it was hype. We were like, he
This
called
hype.
he
That
called
was this hype.
this hype. This is how hype it was. They called Tyler and they said, "Hey, we're in for $1 million," and we just looked at each other like, "Holy shit! These people actually want to give us $1 million fucking dollars," which is nuts. Someone says they want to give you $1 million when you have a temporary tattoo company. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So that was really exciting, but
it didn't work out.
yeah,
So-
don't get too excited.
Yeah. So here's how we fucked up. So got this term sheet for it ended up being a 1.5, 1 lead, 2 follows on the round, and super hype. All the terms were agreed upon but one. One was that we had to reincorporate as a Delaware company, which is common for American startups. Basically, we had to become an American company. Now, we didn't realize. First of all, do not hire bad legal counsel. This is our first fuck up.
Seriously, hire
yeah.
the best possible. Osler is our counsel,
Yeah,
and
we didn't
that's
have great
probably one of the
counsel,
best.
and they missed kind of a key aspect of this. Basically, the CRA could claim we had assets in the country already because we developed IP that we had patented, and it would be a disposition that would charge us at least maybe $500,000, which was like almost all the money we
No,
were
it was
raising. anyways. Or
850,000.
800,000, yeah.
And we were trying to raise $1 million. So $850,000. I mean, $1 million minus $850,000 is not that much money, guys.
So we thought it was a done deal from the term sheet. Now, we rented a space. We hired like 5 people. We rented a 5,000 square foot office. Our parents thought we were crazy.
our CFO thought we were crazy.
Yeah, which is not
Everyone
a good thing
thought
when
we
your
were
CFO
crazy.
thinks you're crazy. And it was awesome. Like we thought it was going well, and then I got a call.
Well, hold on. Go on the next slide first. This is us having fun. This is me hitting
Yeah,
Tyler with styrofoam.
I soon actually felt like this on the inside.
Yeah. After everything happened.
So
yeah.
what happened was they said we just can't do it. We can't get over the line if you're a Canadian company just based on their structure as a fund. I'm sorry. I called up the fund that was going to follow on. I'm like, can you do like $600,000 just to get us across the line? They were like, sure. Signed a term sheet with them. Did it all quick. About 2 weeks later, 3 days before they were actually going to wire us the money, I got a call. He was shaking. His voice was audibly shaking. I was like, fuck, something's not good. And he says, our fund is frozen. I can't give you any money. And he's like, something happened with our co-founder of the fund.
It's pretty public news.
It's
if you wanna
public
go
now.
look
You
it
can
up.
search. It's called X Fund. It was a venture capital fund. The founders had a big bust up. Like really insane shit was said. And we were caught in the middle of it. And we only had like $30,000 left. 5 staff now, a 5,000 square foot office that cost us like $12,000 a month.
2 weeks away from being absolutely bankrupt.
Yeah.
No money in the bank. Can't pay people. Can't pay our anything. Just nothing at all.
So ended up calling up someone else. So I was dying on the inside, and ended up calling up another fund that expressed interest, and it was just, hey, here's the deal. This got fucked. We fucked up here, but like this fund fucked up. Everyone fucked up in some way. We had our lawyer fuck up. We fucked up.
The lawyer really
the fund
fucked up, though.
That was supposed to.
We blame the
fund us.
lawyer, not ourselves.
Yeah. So it was fuck ups all around. It's a triple fuck up, which is rare. Triple fuck ups are rare. And eventually we ended up raising the money, but it took a lot longer than expected, and the terms weren't as ideal. It turned out okay in the end. So
Well, it worked out, but I mean, we
Yeah.
fucked up a couple times.
final fuck up, almost died.
Yeah, this is our third fuck up. Well, no, that's not the.
It's close. It's close.
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, we're heavily invested in Facebook. A lot of our ads are on Facebook. probably 90% of our sales come from Facebook. What's the percent of sales?
I don't know.
It's a lot. We didn't do the math. But you need to diversify your channels, right? You can't rely on one channel. You see what's happening with Facebook and the API changes and companies that rely on those changes. And we know we need to diversify. So we're like, well, let's try it. And iHeartMedia reached out and they had this really cool proposal. They were like, come to iHeart Fest in Las Vegas and we'll run all these ads and we'll set up a booth and we'll give you 4 VIP tickets. I mean, that's pretty lucrative, 4 VIP tickets to all these A-list celebrities, right? We got to go backstage. We met Lorde.
Her head is so big. My head is so small.
But she's so cool.
She's so nice.
We got to meet Kings of Leon. They're pretty cool too.
Normal size heads.
Normal size heads, yeah. So this is us at our booth in Las Vegas. We invested about $150,000 into this activation. Not just this activation, but radio ads. We were played throughout Las Vegas. But the return really wasn't there. We didn't see the return. Now, we aren't that sophisticated to measure brand lift in a certain area. This was early last summer. Something like that, yeah. So we weren't that sophisticated. We're a lot more sophisticated now, I think, kind of. So brand lift, we couldn't really measure. We didn't see the return that we wanted. And $150,000 for someone that just raised $1 million is a ton of money, right? Like that's a lot to invest in something like that. We just didn't see the lift that we wanted to.
At the time, we had only, I think, about $500,000 left, and we put $150,000 in that.
And actually, we needed to raise a bridge round to get us to the Series A because of this, kind of.
The drop in the stomach moment came the day we were flying out of Vegas. I got a call from my CFO, and she's like, we don't have as much money as I thought we did, and we only have 2 months of runway. And when you hear 2 months of runway, that only gives you as a founder 2 months to go out there and raise more capital.
That's not enough. You need 8 to 12 months to go raise
So we
money.
had good angel investors, and we're like, hey, here's the situation. Again, we had to take a bridge round of like $800,000 to get us to our Series A. It worked out in the end, but we kind of fucked up because we didn't get as favorable terms as we wanted. We had to give up a little bit more equity in the company to do this bridge round. If we didn't do this, we wouldn't have had to do that. And so we'll probably lose out on it if we ever sell the company. Couple points, percentage points, which sucks, but
fuck it. We started with nothing, so whatever.
Yeah.
So that was our booth. This is the view from our booth, and if you remember last year, this view is pretty iconic. I mean, what you remember last year at this time was a Las Vegas shooting. And this was actually 3 days before the Las Vegas shooting.
So that guy was like in this window, right up there.
So
looking at us.
This is a chilling photo for us because when we got back 3 days later, that happened, and
we were literally
we
would have been shot.
Completely fucked up on the whole campaign and investing that much money. But put in perspective, that was nothing.
Even if you fuck up, you still have your life. I guess is the closing remarks.
Yeah. I mean, no, just like,
yeah.
Don't dwell on your fuck ups too much because there's more to life than fucking up.
Yeah. I think, the last thing I'll leave you with is I grew up as like a hockey goalie, and one thing you learn as a hockey goalie is everything is your fault to an extent because every shot that goes in
you weren't very
against your
good
team.
either, so.
All the reason I was more familiar with fucking up. But it's always your fault to an extent, right? So you have to learn to not dwell on the past. You're only as bad as the last goal you let in. So I actually have a tattoo on my leg that kind of commemorates this. So it's my little ode to fucking up and being okay with it. So yeah.
Vulnerability is very important. That's it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for sharing that. I thought that was a really great lesson. You're gonna fuck up all the time if you're innovating, if you're doing something different, you're trying to create a company that hasn't been done before, but it's all about learning from it and not dwelling on it. So now we're gonna give a chance to you guys to ask some questions. Just something to keep in mind as you're asking these questions. Try to keep it brief. We wanna get through as many as possible, so just get to the actual question, and I'll hand it over to you guys. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Had a drink there. It was good.
Yeah, I saw. How do you handle all the criticism you get on Instagram with your ads where like the tattoo community or tattoo artists, people that are more heavily tattooed,
Fuck 'em.
really fucking rip into
Fuck
you
'em.
guys like every time I see those ads?
Yeah. I don't know. You want to handle this or?
You answer more of these questions.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the old school mentality, right? They're about pain, commitment, very masculine. We're about art, expression, feminism,
Inclusivity.
inclusivity. So I'm not worried. You're gonna get so much hate no matter what you do. So
It's like someone riding a Harley Davidson telling me to fuck off and I'm in my Tesla. I'm like, dude, just, you're over. Stop it. That's how I view it.
no,
I wish I had
we say
one.
Uber versus taxi. Really, is like no one's defending taxis anymore. Really.
Okay, I'm going to take this one. So, the sibling relationship is really great, right? It's me. It's over here in the corner. Hi.
Hey.
It's me. So the sibling relationship is really great. I have my sister with me here for moral and life support. But it can also be like the worst thing ever, right? Like no one knows how to push your buttons like your sibling. How do you guys keep a company functioning?
We get this question quite a bit.
Oh, so I'm not unique. Okay.
No, you're not. You're not
Sorry.
that unique. It's not that difficult, honestly. You know what you're good at. You know what you're not good at. So we handle different areas of the company. It's not that
Yeah,
hard.
I mean, there's a couple of key points, like working together as like siblings, just be equitable in everything. So, like in actual equity, in pay, in things like management, making sure that you have areas that you both have responsibility for, and though you can talk about them, not really crossing the line, and like kind of crossing like the chasm or like crossing the divide. And if he does something well, maybe actually he'll give me a compliment on it, like even though he did it, just to show that like we're both in this together. Those are things that's helped. Also, like we kind of just know how to deal with each other. I think that's the strength you have as siblings, is you kind of know each other so well. Like you'll know how you react to things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so who's cooler?
Look at my outfit.
Yeah. He's got Nike
Look at
Reacts
his.
on. Those are cool shoes.
Those are really cool
Those are
shoes,
cool
yeah.
shoes. I'm
So you both have cool shoes.
Sorry, I had a question actually. So you guys were saying that the tattoo community wasn't really embracing you guys because you're temporary tattoos, right? I'm kind of confused by that. Like I'd figure, like a tattoo is like a commitment. So wouldn't they kind of embrace you in the sense that some people aren't sure about tattoos? So if,
Yeah, it's
you know.
it's a good question and a good clarification. We see there's two different types of tattoo artists. There's really these old school mentality ones who they're very much what you think they are. The Harley Davidson reference is actually pretty apt.
Really? Okay.
And then there's ones that they just care about the art. And if it's about art and expression, like that's cool by them. So in our experience, it's about half the industry like is cool with us, half the industry is not cool with us, and the half that's not, like you can just tell. You can just tell that they're not going to be
They're
cool
definitely
with
a
you.
dying breed. The half that's not cool with us is a dying breed.
Yeah, the traditional
Yeah.
culture is like mired in all this like toxic masculinity,
Kodak.
intimidation, aggression.
If you go pick up
It's
a
really
tattoo
weird.
magazine, it's just gonna be a half-naked girl in the front of the magazine.
Oh.
I mean, that's not. It's 2018. That's not something that is acceptable anymore, right?
Yeah, it doesn't speak to modern consumers. And
Okay.
so, yeah, we focus on creativity, inclusion, and self-expression, and building confidence in people through that. And so artists that embrace that, it's cool. Artists that don't, yeah, we think they're going to kind of go the way of Harley
Kodak.
Davidson. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Thanks.
keep using Harley Davidson as an example. I don't know, you hear them go buying motorcycles, and you're like, oh, shut up.
Hello, hello. So I have a preface question. Which one of you is older?
I am.
Great. Are you
Bolder
Tyler
or
Braden?
older?
Older.
Both. Older.
Older and bolder. Great. So are you Tyler or Braden?
Tyler.
Nice to
Braden.
meet you, Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice to
so
meet you.
as
Hey.
hi. So as a younger sibling myself, I learned to avert a lot of disasters from watching my sister's fuck-ups. So I'm wondering, Braden, then, since you're younger, have you averted any disasters in the company because of learning from your brother's fuck-ups?
I don't think so. In life, yeah, you got arrested once, so. My mom was not very happy, so I never got arrested because I knew what the consequences would have been.
Jail.
So the answer is, well, I didn't actually get arrested, but you got sent home in a police car.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the answer is no, not in business, but in personal life, yes.
So whose idea was it to start Inkbox?
It's a good question. Ty's idea, like the idea comes from him and
Ideas?
ideas,
Yeah.
but the idea to start it, I started it. Ty joined on later.
So it's about equitability, right? Like back to that point, I came up with the idea for it, kind of named it, came up with the general concept of like a direct-to-consumer tattoo brand with this new fruit that I found. I didn't really find. I kind of found it, but it's not like I was hacking through a jungle and found it.
Yeah, no, just Google.
It was
guys.
Google. I had a
Yeah.
plant beside my desk, my computer, if that makes it feel like a jungle. But
And
Braden
then I
actually-
said, fuck it, quit my job, started it.
He actually started
Then
it.
we did like $500 in the first day, and we were like, holy shit, people might actually want this. So he joined on. Yep.